Welcome to the Red Pill Awareness Needed Conversation from Men podcast. I am one of your hosts, Herb, and I'm back with my brother and the other host,
Jason D.
And we are back recording another show. And this show, we're going to do another reaction video to a new channel I just discovered. And I completely love this channel. I highly recommend y'all to check it out. It is called Pink Book Lessons. And this is from the perspective of a woman really going into and addressing a lot of ideology of modern feminist women. Modern women in general, modern feminist women also. And she's not a fan. She's not a fan at all. I'm actually going to put the link to her channel in the description. Highly recommend it. She'll be dropping some gems, dropping some knowledge. More geared towards the women, but also definitely for us to look at to be aware also. So, our first reactionary video is going to be a video entitled Modern Women, Men Are Useless. And she kind of breaks down how a lot of these modern women got it twisted when it comes to their view on men and their view on relationships and what their role is and what men's roles are. So I've only watched a minute or so of this, and then I stopped to wait for Jay. I've watched some of her other content, not this particular one. So I kind of waited so me and Jay can experience it together. So he's going in completely blind. He's never really seen any of her content. So, oh my God, I can't say.
Nana?
So, without further ado, we gonna get started.
And a woman bring life. Y'all don't.
How do you get that life?
Go in the hospital and get a sperm donor. You don't need a man.
You still need a man.
You need a physical woman to bear a child for you.
And y'all need a physical sperm. Where does it come from?
That's for right now. Give it to
From a man. If a physical man didn't go to that hospital, it would not be there.
You guys don't carry kids for 9 months. We do.
I carried them my whole life. What the hell? Kids is here the whole life.
Y'all can't have a baby without sperm.
Women like you always try to eliminate men, and that's where the issue is. You just said you don't need a man.
You don't. You don't. We want you. There's a difference. Need and want is a different thing. I don't need a man.
You don't want him. You want the potion that lives inside of his
That's
testicles.
it.
I tell you, stuff like this, it's really upsetting for real. You got these modern women, they've heard these talking points for so long and they've said it so many times. They really believe it now. Like really, really believe it. And when I see people like those women right there, that's when I realize they have lost their minds. No wonder why they're all on medication. These people are mentally screwed up. They'll tell you they got their own house, their own car, their own money. They're Miss Independent. And they'll tell you that they don't need a man. But tell me, what happens when you face this? With a heavy, heavy heart, I'm sending out my condolences and love to all my people in Louisiana, all of y'all. My people in Mississippi, South Alabama, Pensacola, Florida, all those affected by Ida. I know a lot of people going through it, but I know you're going to get through this. And I want to send a special shout out to Facts No Bias. Thank you for believing in this platform and helping to grow it. Big shout out to all of the subscribers, day one and the new subscribers. If you like this content, you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss when a new video is released. If you're new to the channel, I definitely want to know. So drop me a comment below and include new subscriber in your comment. And I'm going to try my hardest to respond to all of you. So let's go ahead and get into this first video. A modern woman says that men are useless. Take a look.
What's something you'll get a lot of hate for if you say it out loud?
Excuse me.
I know. Shut up.
I'm already disgusted, by the way. I'm distracted that she's treating her acne during the video. And then what's up with the burping? The crazy part is she could have edited that out, but she thought it was cute. Who does this, especially a woman? But hey, I guess anything for attention and some laughs, although this is not funny.
Men seem to be mad at us at the fact that we don't need them. Baby, be mad at us. Be mad at these apps. Technology is bae.
She said men are mad because women don't need them, and says that the men should be upset with the apps taking their place.
Should I tell her that most people in the technology field are men and they write most of the apps that she's depending on? And if you remove that said part from the equation, then you wouldn't have the apps that you're claiming are replacing men? I mean, shout out to the women in technology, but that's a statistical fact right there.
Yeah, most of the apps in the world are developed by men.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
and we're not. When I hear a woman say that she doesn't need a man, me personally, I'm not bothered by that, because I need a woman in my life for things that I can't do as a man, and it doesn't make me any less of a man by admitting that. See, look, my balls still work. It's amazing. But when I hear her say that, I don't say that in a demeaning way. I can survive without a woman. I know how to clean fish, I know how to clean meat, I know how to cook, I know how to clean, I know how to sew, I know how to maintain a house without a woman. But I want a woman in my life.
Yeah, see, and I'll actually go a little bit of the opposite and say, I don't walk around saying I don't need a woman, because technically I don't.
Right.
However, my thing is that if I choose to have one, it's because I want her in my life and want her in my space. It's not a want. It's not a need thing. Just like these women say they didn't need. No one is ever questioning what you do or don't need. But the reality is that for certain shit, you kind of do need us. Just like there's certain shit that I need a woman for. There's no way around that. But the difference is, us as men, we don't go around arguing that. You know what I mean? Like, if I want to have a family, I need a woman. You know what I mean? If I want to have kids, I want to, have us to, the white picket fence and all that shit. It's not the same doing it by myself. It's not. It's just the reality of what it is. That's how it works. It really depends on what that particular man values. But we don't walk around and be like, I don't need a woman to have a family. Then that nigga just dumping sperm all over the place. Like, that's not a family.
Yeah, you see how Herb just said that and didn't shit on any woman or any part of the female species? Isn't that amazing how he can make his point without bashing you as women?
That's right.
It's absolutely amazing. How did you do that, Herb? Did you learn that in med school?
I just speak with logic, bro.
Oh, really?
I just speak with logic, bro.
See, it's not the fact that you say, I don't need a man. It's all the bullshit that comes after that. All the demeaning shots you take at men to further validate the point that you don't need a
man. Right.
You could simply stop, educated person, and say, I don't need a man. End message. But it's all the shots you take at us afterwards that we look at you like, okay. And like she said, when it comes down to it, unless you're trained to protect yourself, which most of you aren't, is that also a fact? What are you going to do?
Now, real quick before I get to the video, I want to point out something that, unless you really paying attention to what she did, you probably missed it. So she went into her shouting out at the time those people that were being affected by those hurricanes in Louisiana, and she showed a picture of men helping women in those storms. Men helping women and children during those storms.
You mean those useless things that we...
Yeah, you're right. Those things they don't need. Right, they don't need it.
Okay.
Right.
Just trying to make sure.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right.
My bad.
Peep that. She said, what happens when you have to go through something like that? And she showed the image. And when Jay edited the video, he's going to put the image up there. And the reality is, guess what? Because we're physically stronger, when those things like that happen, guess who's the first person to go in to help? Men. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying.
Shout out to the emergency responders that are both men and women.
Yep.
But that field is predominantly
Really,
male dominated.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, you do need us. And I appreciate the work that y'all do. I mean, like I said, that's a calling and it's appreciated. Mm-hmm. But when you hear people say this kind of stuff, it's like, you do.
Just wanted to point that out.
And it doesn't make you any less of a woman by admitting you need men for certain shit. You just do.
Because I ain't gonna front. I need women for certain shit.
I do too.
If I want to have a family, if I want to do certain things.
Sometimes I value the opinion of my female friends because I need that kind of energy whether it's in my personal work for my art or just in general, if I'm doing something in the house, like, yo, I'm not really familiar how to decorate a damn kitchen. So I'll call a woman. That's just how it is. And I'm not saying it's all y'all good for. Please put your feminist hand down. Don't do that. Good God, man.
We gonna continue.
Technology is bae. They don't need a man anymore. But lady, please answer this. When the storm comes and the streets are flooding, the water leaks into your house, 5 feet, that's inside the house, then you have to climb up in the attic with your kids? Please tell me how the app is gonna pick you up and take you to dry land. Just tell me how the app is gonna do that. This story is so sad. Just happened in LaPlace, Louisiana. Take a look.
Hi, Aubrey. This is actually in the attic right now. I'm in LaPlace, Louisiana. We've been up here maybe for an hour or two. Conditions hopefully are getting a little bit better. Water came in, I'm thinking from Highway 51, and it came in kind of quick. So the only thing that we could do was climb in the attic. So if anybody is seeing this message...
I think you get the point of what I'm saying. A woman on video stuck in the attic with her family for hours. They had to wait overnight for help. Y'all know why? Because 911 wasn't even working. And at some point the phones, they weren't working either. Power off, water off. And it was just way too dangerous at the time in the middle of the dark, during the storm, to allow boats out there to pick up the people stuck. What woman would want to go through this alone? And yes, Facebook and Twitter allowed her to reach out for help, but when help showed up the next morning, it wasn't a computer or a phone. It wasn't technology bae or an app. It was a man in a boat. Men in helicopters, men carrying women and children to safety. And that's what men do. The app can't help you get through the water. They got alligators swimming around. Men risking their lives and limbs to help women. Where is technology bae? Did you guys see him? Because I didn't see him.
Men seem to be mad at us at the fact that we don't need them. Baby, be mad at us. Be mad at these apps. Technology is bae. All I gotta do is fire up Yelp, TaskRabbit, Thumbtack, Angie's List, and find a motherfucker that will actually provide a more reliable and consistent service than you. Hell, even Amazon provides a better BYOB. You better take that on over to the App Store or Google Play and voice your grievances over there.
You see how disrespectful they are? Even when you order all this stuff, it's a man delivering it to you. Men manufacturing, building the things you need.
Because I mean, it's a ridiculous argument. It really is. And she feels as though she's empowering herself as a woman by taking a perusal shit on men. And I don't understand why you feel the need to do that to empower yourself when you're at some point you're going to need a man. Until every single EMT, military responder is an all-female cast, there's going to be a man showing up at some point.
The reality is there are certain things that women... Here's the thing I find very funny about equality. It's only equality in certain situations. Because at the end of the day, you don't have as many women in these positions, in these roles, as there are men. They could do it. They choose not to. Why? Because they don't want to. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you can't talk shit like you don't need men for certain things, when in reality there's certain shit you won't do.
And don't want to.
And don't want to. You don't want to. So guess what? Men do it. More often than not, we have to do it. And I'm glad there's some women out here, like this YouTuber right here, that recognize that. Because it's just the facts. It is. You know what I mean? Regardless of how much you like it or don't like it, it's what it is.
It doesn't make her any less of a woman for acknowledging the contributions of men.
Right.
It
Absolutely.
Same way, whenever I shout out the women in these positions, it doesn't make me less of a man. My counterpart is Red Pill to the T. He's not mad at that. Because that's not what Red Pill's about. It's not about bashing women in these roles.
Listen,
it's about defending men from the bullshit that y'all shove our way. So we're aware of it. That's what it's about. That's exactly what this channel's about.
Listen, I respect women that actually go through the rigors of becoming a female firefighter or a female police officer or a
soldier.
Yeah, a soldier.
A welder.
In the field. Like, what? Like, yeah, because it's not easy for men to do the shit. So, I mean, hey, I got all mad respect in the world, but we also know that majority of women will not and will choose not to do it. So, we want to continue.
Andy app. When you call Angie's List, your plumber, electrician, repair men. You get the point. It's men that built the app. The only fangirls that got their job back for now. But when they first heard about the ban, they cried foul. They couldn't even figure out how to make their own. But you also need your own man. In New Orleans, the power is off. Entergy, the power company, said it could take weeks for it to restore. So it's pitch black right now in New Orleans. 911 wasn't even working the day of the hurricane or the day after until late in the afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central. The city sent out this text. They said 911 is back. Call 911 for emergencies. But who was supposed to protect the women and the children till 911 got there the next night? If something happened right now, pitch black, no lights in the city anywhere, who's supposed to protect you women? You need a man there. Shout out to Ava, a subscriber out of Mississippi. Fortunately, it wasn't as bad for her where she's at, but her husband went to the store before the hurricane to get water and all of it was already gone. She said that she was with her husband and her boys. She had no fear. She wasn't worried. That's because she wasn't alone with her boys. Her husband was there too, and they figured out a plan to conserve what they had and to get by with it until they're able to go to the store and get more. But shout out to all the truck drivers working as well. That's making sure that the grocery stores and the Walmarts and all the places like that, and even the ones taking the FEMA loads. Shout out to all of them that's working to replenish everything. But our sister Ava, she slept really good that night because she had protection there. When you're uncovered, you're never going to feel protected. You have a lot of men coming from all over the country, bringing crews in to help remove trees, help restore power. You had a whole tower that fell in the river. That tower fell in the Mississippi River and took down 8 transmission lines. So that's the cause of the blackout in the city of New Orleans. But you know you have modern women out there who think they can do everything. Like this one right here.
Hey y'all, say y'all, none of these girls knew how to fix a tire, but guess what? Your girl knew how to fix a tire. Look at it.
Okay, you know how to change a tire. But can you replace a power tower and get the lights back on if something ever happened to the power? Right, I don't think so. And then this one right here, she said that being a single mother was never a part of the plan. She's up on a ladder, cleaning out her gutters, and she wanted to show the internet that she's doing it alone with no man's help so that her girls know that being an independent woman is not a bad thing. She didn't say that she was going to work hard to make sure that her girls know not to become a single mother. She's trying to tell them it's okay if they go down the same path that she went down, being all alone, doing it by herself without a man. You know, this is another example of how single mothers sabotage their daughters. I know modern women think they can do it all on their own. And the men, they've built so many things to where the women, they're comfortable. They think they don't need the man anymore. But I'm here to tell you, when the storm comes and the aftermath of it all, you're going to want to make sure you have a man. This is not over for Louisiana. You have massive food spoilage and a lot of destruction. And your friends, they're cool and all, but when it all goes down, I'm telling you, I will have my man. And for the ladies out there, you need to make sure you have yours too. Because us women, we're not coming to save you. Shout out to Kurt, Dark Power, Sagittarian Prince, Bobby Brooks, and Romel. Thank you all for supporting this channel. Want to see more content like this? Then you can support the channel by...
Any thoughts, bruh? Any thoughts?
I don't feel as useless now that I've watched this video. I mean, how you feel is how you feel. If you feel that men are useless because you've made these accomplishments and you feel these modern day things that, why do I need men? I can't change you from that. I think you're wrong. I think you're an idiot. I think that men and women need each other. Because I think there are things, many things you can do as a woman that I can never do. You bring a point of view, you bring an energy that I myself could never bring to the table, that I respect and I admire. All I'm asking for is the same respect as a man. Obviously, the chick in this video This is never going to give me that. Not the commentator, but the chicks in the examples. It's never going to give me that. And most of the time, that stems from one, if not 2 or 3 bad experiences that she had, and now her ideology of men is permanently changed, and definitely nothing's going to change that. It's just the way it is. But we need each other. That's just how I feel. But we have to have accountability, as my man's a big champion of that, and respect. Those 2 things have to happen, and they can't happen just because you're attracted to the person. They have to be something that's embedded in you indefinitely, whether you're attracted to them or not. That's just how I feel.
Yeah, I just want to say shout out to the YouTuber Pink Books Lessons, because I think there needs to be more channels like hers out there, because there's way too many things out here that perpetuate that ideology of women not needing men and men not needing women and things like that. And I think it's getting to a point where it's not only fucking us up as a culture, but fucking us up as people in general. Mm-hmm. Because, there are certain things that's kind of race related, but there's certain things that's universal across the board. And there's too many things nowadays that's promoting this ideology of, I don't need a man for nothing. I could do it all by myself. I'm a strong black woman. I'm independent. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, and as the example that she gave, with Hurricane Ida, man, and it's crazy because I didn't even really, think about it on that level as far as like needing men on that level of just, women always talk about needing a man to protect them and things like that. But damn, when something like that happens, like, it's a scary thing, not having to go through that all alone. You know what I mean? And I
may not survive.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely something that, a lot of women need to take a look at. You know what I mean? When shit hits the fan and something happens and shit, you by yourself. And if you cool with that, great. You know what I mean? I'm not, more power to you, but to just walk around and think men are useless and you just walk around and thinking like, yeah, I don't need a man, I just got an app. I got an app for everything, blah, blah, blah. Like she said, when shit happens, when something happens to you physically or mentally or emotionally, that app ain't gonna help you. Social media not gonna help you. You might get people saying, oh, it's gonna be all right, but to have somebody physically there, to be there for you, bro, like that's a whole different thing. You know what I mean? So, I appreciate her putting that perspective out there in this particular video. So yeah, I mean, I think more often than not, man, women got to really think about what they're saying before they say it when it comes to not needing a man. As I said earlier, I don't walk around saying I need a woman, but I would like to have one. You know what I mean?
Baby face.
Yeah, at some point, I want to, at some point, I want to meet the right one, and, fortunately for me, I have, so I'm thankful for that. But man, listen, I was 4 years, and I was cool. Like, you know what? Nah, because I knew what I wanted. You know what I mean? And I wasn't going to deviate from that standard. So at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's okay to say, I don't need somebody. I don't need to be with somebody, but I want to. You know what I mean? Or I'm just not going to settle for the right one. You mean for the wrong one?
Right.
So that's how that goes. That's just how I think everybody's mindset should be. Like, it's, if you walking around like, God, man, I ain't gonna survive. I ain't got no woman. I ain't got no man. It's something the fuck wrong with you.
Yeah.
Something
or if
wrong.
your feeling is really, I don't need a man for anything. So if an emergency responder shows up and it's 2 men, and you're hurt, are you going to send them away? Are you that committed to your ideology? I don't need you to do anything. Not even to close this wound that's spewing blood? Really? Like even the young lady gave the example of apps are bae. Like, well, you're cool with a dude bringing you stuff though, so you technically don't you need a man? It just doesn't make any sense. I think social media is making people dumb.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
Myself included. I had to take a break for a long time and really realize it's making me stupid.
I don't be on that tough, so
And that's why you didn't have that moment that I had where I felt like I was being stupid.
Nah, I'm on it just for very social reasons, more than anything else. Like I'm
on Flipboard more now. Yeah. It's all news and tips and stuff like that. So Much better.
So, all right. On that note, we're done. I don't think you have anything else to say.
Nah.
Yeah. So we're gonna close out.
Next level.
Oh,
if you're a fan of the show, you know what that means. So
Oh, God.
I won't tell you.
Like, share, subscribe. Please leave comments down below. Reach out to us if it's something you want to talk about. And that's it. We out.